December 2019, India was witnessing several protests in various parts of the country including Delhi, Assam, Bangalore, Mumbai and Hyderabad. The reason for the protest was one bill which was passed by Ministry of Home Affairs on CAA, that is Citizenship Ammendment Act 2019. This act was first introduced by BJP government in 2016 Lok Sabha by amending the Citizenship Act of 1955. Both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha passed this bill on 10th and 11th December respectively. Soon after this bill was passed, there were widespread protests all over the country by people of a certain community. In fact, few Bollywood aka Urdu entertainers also joined this protest, but the catch was these people even didn't know why they were protesting. In fact, when Farhan Akhtar, a Bollywood entertainer, when he was asked by a reporter why he was against CAA when it has nothing to do with the Muslims of India, look at what he answered.
हो सकता है कुछ ऐसा लगता है ना कि हो सकता है मतलब अगर आप पढ़े लिखे लिखा उसमें तो it seems like it's a possibility and people here why would so many people be concerned if everything was okay, why would so many people be concerned, not just in Mumbai, in Assam.
This proves that the majority of people who belong to a certain community who were protesting, they didn't know what CAA was. In fact, what they thought is that CAA, the Citizenship Amendment Act, will revoke the citizenship and the Muslims will be deported out of the India. Well, that's not the case. Soon these protesters and protests were curbed because of COVID-19, and after 4 years, this act was formally adopted by Central Government of India on 11th March 2024 by setting up rules for the CAA bill. This was formally confirmed by spokesperson of Ministry of Home Affairs and Shri Amit Shah in their tweet. In their tweet, they mentioned, Home Minister Amit Shah has tweeted that the Modi government today notified the Citizenship Amendment Rules 2024. These rules will now enable minorities persecuted on religious grounds in Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan to acquire citizenship in our nation. Ministry of Home Affairs will be notifying today the rules under Citizenship Amendment Act 2019. These rules, called Citizenship Amendment Rules 2024, will enable a person eligible under CAA 2019 to apply for a grant of Indian citizenship. The applications will be submitted in a completely online mode, for which a web portal has been opened. But what took Modi government 4 years to implement this law, which was passed back in 2019 itself? And what is CAA? What is this Citizenship Amendment Act? Does this really mean Muslims will be deported out of India? Implementing in Northeast, does it change the demography? Let's find out. Hello and welcome. This is me, Praneeth Ginandi, and this is an episode on CAA. Let's get started. First things first, what is the CAA or CAB, that is Citizenship Amendment Act or Citizenship Amendment Bill? This Citizenship Amendment Act has been passed by the Indian government to provide Indian citizenship to the undocumented immigrants who entered India on or before 31st December 2014. This act was passed for migrants of 6 different religions such as Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jains, Parsis and Christians from Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Pakistan. The Citizenship Amendment Act 2019 aims to make changes in the Citizenship Act, the Passport Act and the Foreigners Act. If undocumented immigrants belong to a religious minority from 3 neighboring countries, which are Bangladesh, Pakistan and Afghanistan, who came to India as a refugee and as a victim of a religious persecution, can apply for Indian citizenship under this act. Features of CAA 2019. The act intends to make it easier for persecuted people from India's neighboring countries to become citizens of India. The legislation applies to those who were forced or compelled to seek shelter in India due to persecution on the ground of religion. It aims to protect such people from proceeding of illegal migration. The amendment relaxes the requirement of naturalization from 11 years to 5 years as a specific condition for applications and belonging to these 6 religions, which are Hindus, Sikhs, Parsis, Jains and Christians. The cutoff date for the citizenship is December 31st, 2014, which means the applicants should have entered India on or before the date of 31st December 2014. The Act says that on acquiring Indian citizenship, such person shall be deemed to be Indian citizen from the date of the entry into India, and all legal proceedings against him with respect of illegal migration or citizenship will be closed. After the partition of 1947, India was split into 3 countries. East Pakistan, West Pakistan and India. At the time, the minorities, which are Sikhs, Hindus, Christians, Parsis in these two East and West Pakistan, were in 2-digit percentage, but due to religious persecution, the number of minorities in these two countries have been reduced to a very low single-digit percentage. The CAA faces few criticism as well. Here are few criticism it faces.
In this bill, they are targeting a community without naming it. It violates the basic structure of the Constitution. It is divisive and exclusive. It will destabilize our polity, and 18 to 20 million people will not trust us.
Critics say that the CAA is against Muslims. Is it? Let's check it out. The fundamental criticism of the act has been that it specifically targets Muslims. That's what critics claim. Thus, the religious basis of citizenship not only violates the principles of secularism but also of liberalism, equality and justice. It fails to allow Shia, Balochi and Ahmadiyya Muslims in Pakistan and Hazras in Afghanistan, who also face persecution, to apply for citizenship. The key argument by critics against the CAA is that it will not extend to those persecuted in Myanmar and Sri Lanka, from where Rohingyas and Tamils are staying in country as refugees. Well, that's not the case though. The CAA is not against Muslims. The Ahmadiyyas, Rohingyas can still seek and apply for Indian citizenship if they have valid travel documents. When it comes to Balochis and Balochistan is struggling for freedom from Pakistan from several decades. If we include Balochis in CAA, it would have meant that we are interfering in Pakistan internal matters and it would have been an international issue. It is important to note that even minorities shall not be granted automatic citizenship. They would need to fulfill conditions specified in the 3rd schedule of the Citizenship Act 1955, namely a good character requirement as well as physical residence in India. Harish Salve, one of India's biggest names in national and international laws, has stated that the Citizenship Ammendment Act is not anti-Muslim. Addressing government's problems in neighboring countries is not purpose of CAA. And the second criticism the CAA faces is that it is against Northeast. Well, the criticism is that in Northeastern state, the prospects of citizenship will bring massive illegal Bangladeshi migrants into the Assam and Northeast region, and it has triggered deep anxieties including fears of demographic change, loss of livelihood opportunities and erosion of indigenous culture. But the Citizenship Ammendment Act does not apply for certain regions of the Northeast, which are tribal areas of Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, as included in 6th schedule of Constitution. These tribal areas include Karbi in Assam, Garo Hills in Meghalaya, Chakma district in Mizoram and Tripura areas. The Citizenship Amendment Act is not Assam-centric. It applies for the whole country. The Citizenship Amendment Act is definitely not against NRC, which is being updated to protect indigenous communities from illegal immigrants. There is this cutoff date of December 31st, 2014, and benefits under the Citizenship Amendment Act will not be available for members of religious minorities who migrate India after this cutoff date. And the third criticism the CAA faces is that it violates Article 14. Well, let's see what Article 14 says. The critics argue that it violates Article 14 of Constitution, which guarantees the right of equality. Well, does it violate the equality? Let's see. To begin with, justification of citizenship or laws that regulate the entry of foreigners is often treated as a sovereign space where the courts are reluctant to intervene. The Supreme Court held the right of a foreigner in India is confined to Article 21 and he cannot seek citizenship as matter of right. So now what? It does not violate Article 14. It is not against Muslims. It is not against Northeast. The CAA is perfect. Now what? As CAA has been implemented, the non-Muslim migrants who came to India on or before 31st December 2014 can apply for Indian citizenship in an online portal which has been launched by Ministry of Home Affairs to an online application. The CAA implementation has brought a tremendous joy in various parts of Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan. The CAA is the need of hour.